Hey guys! So today I am trying some new stuff and some old stuff. Why are you crying? She just had lunch. Why are you crying? Anyway, I'm trying some stuff I've never tried before and some stuff I haven't used in years. So if you're interested, then let's go. Also, just very important message that I need to put out there. Morphe, hello, how are you? Morphe is one of my coworkers and my friend. And I didn't tell anyone about my YouTube channel, but he found it and I'm very embarrassed by it, but now he knows about it and mentions it too much. So hello, Morphe. And hi, Jamie, even though I know she's definitely not watching. Hello. Okay, so like I hopefully said in the intro, I have a ton of stuff that I've used before, some stuff I've never used, but I did want to try a bunch of stuff. See if I still like it, see if I like it for the new stuff. So the first thing I'm going to try, never tried before, well I tried it yesterday, but this I actually got for my kit. It is the This Is Everything Lip Loving Balm from Nyx. Let me just get a Q-tip. So it looks like this. I haven't noticed if it actually gives a tint to my lips, but we shall see. So I just scoop a little out with a spatula. I am a big fan of it. It's pretty hydrating. It's not making me choke, which is good. Like I say in pretty much every video where I put a lip product on, I am allergic to so many things and a lot of lip products make me choke. And so far I'm fine. Okay, the next thing I'm going to try is from e.l.f. It is the Matte Putty Primer. I've tried the original one and I think I liked it, but I also think it might have broken me out. So I'm using this sparingly. Again, I'm just taking a spatula to scoop it out. It looks white, but it goes on clear. And you really don't need a lot with this stuff. Less is more with pretty much everything. I'm just gonna focus it where I'm oiliest. It definitely filled in my pores a little bit, but nothing crazy. Next up, this is the NYX Bear With Me Prime Set Refresh Spray. This reminds me of MAC Fix Plus, so I got this mainly because I like all my powders to kind of melt with the liquid and cream that I put on my face, and stuff like this helps a lot. So let me protect my bangs here. It smells pretty good. Fragrance is the last ingredient, which is a concern, but it has salicylic acid in it, cucumber, aloe. Should be okay. We'll see. I'm testing a bunch of stuff out for my kit, so if it breaks me out, it doesn't get in my kit. Now I have an eyeshadow primer that I have used before that I am in love with. It is from Milani. This reminds me of the 24-hour shadow primer from Smashbox. And this is just the Milani eyeshadow primer in the shade Nude. I don't know if they have other shades. Performs the same. It's amazing. I think they have a clear one because I don't remember having a tint. The tint is barely there. So whatever, I don't really care. Okay, so now we're just going in with the Good as Gold palette and then a random olive shadow. Oh, I'm bothered. Okay. First I'm gonna go in with the shade Trooper, which it is a mustard yellow. Okay, now with the same brush, I'm going in with State of Mind just to blend that out to a more neutral shade right above. Okay, now I'm going in with Bold Rush and the Morphe M433. This isn't getting as blown out as that other shade. And now I'll go in with the Big Brush shade and this flat brush. I usually avoid shimmer on the outer corner, but it kind of falls out, this one. I'm patting it right up to where I want it, and then I will blend it out. Okay, going in with the second brush, I used the more flat, dense one. I'm very lightly blending those edges. And then back in with Trooper just to bring that yellow back to. Okay, now with an even smaller flat brush, I'm going in with the shade Let's Do It, which is just a black and padding on the outer corner, but not as far in. Now for the base of the olive, I'm using something that's not olive, but I really love this and I'm so glad I got it again. It is the Stila Shimmer and Glow, not Glitter and Glow, in the shade Kitten. I love this for bridal. I like the glitter and glows, but they don't have it like an opaque coverage, so I don't think it looks as good. And with this, you get that coverage, but you also get that really pretty sheen. So I'm going to pat that in the center of my lid, and this will be the base for the olive tone. Now I'm going to darken those edges a bit with the shade Bold Rush, I'm just going to pat that on the outer corner and over the edge of that glitter, just to add more of a transition. I don't like when it's just like a stark shade with no blend. It just looks undone to me. I know some people are into that, but not me. So I'm going to line my eyes now, and I'm using the Xtreme Lashes Glideliner in Extreme Black. I really like this liner. It's not the best, but it is so glidey. Like if I have a client and I have to tight line, I want something super glidey so I'm not in their eye for too long. If it's a dry pencil, you're like working at it trying to build up that color forever, and it's already an uncomfortable process. I don't want to be there forever. Okay, so I'm gonna do the rest of my eyeshadow after I finish my face. So now I'm moving on to foundation. This is a new foundation for me. I haven't used Covergirl in years because they weren't cruelty-free, and they fairly recently went back to being cruelty-free, or not back to. They fairly recently decided not to sell where they have to test on animals, and they are now cruelty-free, and I think that's awesome. Anyway, the foundation I'm trying is the Covergirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation, and I have the shade L15 Porcelain. And I'm also using something I haven't used in a really long time. It is the Real Technique sponge. I've been kind of on a brush kick, and I still use, like, on clients I'd rather use a brush just because I feel like I can't tell how rough I'm being with the sponge, even though it's a sponge and you can't really hurt someone with it. I don't want people to be uncomfortable, and they're a pain to wash. I don't know that I would trust if a sponge is clean, unless you just throw it out. But that's expensive. So I think the color is a pretty good match to my neck. My face looks darker because of all the redness. So that is one pump on my face. It is a very natural coverage. I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm not the biggest fan of my freckles showing through all the time. Sometimes I feel like it just makes my foundation look splotchy because they're not super obvious freckles, but they're noticeable enough that my foundation looks uneven if they're not fully covered. So, okay, so I'm gonna let that set, see how I feel about it. Obviously I used a sponge, so it's a little dewy at the moment, but it is a true matte foundation, so we'll see. Now, concealer, I have two I want to try, and the colors I don't think are identical, so I'm gonna have to go with one. And then I guess I'll do a separate video on the other one. You guys let me know if you want. But I have the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in the shade Light Peach. And then I have the new NYX Born to Glow Radiant Concealer in the shade Fair. So, I don't know, man. This one I would never use like freelancing because, well, unless I squeezed it out into a different container. But it has like this little applicator. I really wanted to try it because I feel like this would be good on mature skin, but for the time being I'm going to try this one just because it's the more affordable option, and that's just what I want to do. It has a giant applicator. Just putting it on the back of my hand. So there it is, and I'm going to dip my sponge into it and then apply. I find I apply less product this way. If you just draw it on, sometimes you can end up with too much on your face. Okay, so I did notice on the back of my hand it dries down really quick, so if you're gonna apply it to your face directly, I would do one eye at a time so you don't look crazy. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it so far. I'll update you guys on the creasing and all of that. But now we're going in with a product that I have loved forever. Haven't had it for that long, but you've definitely seen it before. It's the Anastasia foundation stick. It's the Contour Fawn shade. And I'm gonna use a brush for this. We're trying a product I've never tried before, and I might hate it, and it might darken my skin, and I might cancel this whole day. It's from Morphe. It is the Bake and Set Powder, and this is in the shade Brightening Pink. So I'm going to use this under my eyeballs. Whoa, what a mess I just made. I'm going to use a sponge to apply it, just because it's been a minute. I'm not going to set my whole face with it, just because my whole face doesn't need brightening. Right. It didn't darken, but we'll see. Now the other thing that I have used in the past is the Coty Airspun powder. And I've been using it again. I'm just using a fluffy brush, putting some of that on a tissue, and patting that in. Because I have a mattifying primer on and a matte foundation, I want to see how good they are. And so I don't want to load up on powder. My lighting is so weird because this is not what I look like in person. I don't know what to do with it. Do I turn it directly at me? But then it's too much. Okay, anyway. Now I'm going to go in with bronzer, and I'm just going to use the Makeup Revolution Mega Bronzer in the shade Cool. Just because it's what I've been using lately. And my Morphe E4 brush. It's just an angled blush brush. And I'm going like this. That's how I do bronzer these days. Just kind of pull it forward. And then go around the perimeter. Okay, now, this is also new. This is from Wet n Wild, and it is the shade Highlight Bling. And it is a blush highlighter. So there's a highlight and a blush, which reminds me of the Milani blushes. And I just want to see how it looks. So we're going in with the highlight first. Pretty. Too much. Okay, now we're going in with the blush, which might be too shimmery, but we shall see. I need to see what everything is going to look like once my whole face is done. So now we're going back to the eyes and going in with that Trooper yellow shade and really buffing out that lower lash line. And then with that brown Bold Rush shade. Alright, I'm gonna have to go charge my battery real quick. Okay, so I put on lashes and had a snack. I also used the highlight shade from this palette and put it on my inner corners just to tie everything together a little bit. And now I'm using a favorite lip product that I've been using for a minute. You've probably seen it in one of my videos already. It's the KKW Lip Liner in Nude 0 and her lipstick in 1 Pink Cream. So it's actually been about an hour since I had to go charge my battery, and I'm still not oily, so that's a good sign. I'm typically oily almost immediately. I did use this spray at the very end to tie everything together, but then just for extra security, I went in with the Kat Von D Lock-It spray. But yeah, that's it for the look. Just trying out some new stuff and some old stuff. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day.